Hi, Spots and Cheap Pops. You're on the air.
But so Karrion Kross goes on Sam Roberts, and I'm not going to get into I did an edit and put it up on our Facebook and I believe our YouTube, but at least our Facebook. I did an edit. I took out the storyline stuff. I took out AJ Styles and why he didn't hit him with the brass stuff. I took the stuff out that I think he really believes. And I think the big clickbait thing was going to be the guy with wears the suit and the tie in the truck talking about Triple H. He said GFY.
Yeah.
But he used the actual words that Christian used against Edge.
Yeah, sure.
But he talked about do it for the real wrestling fans. He didn't talk about the WWE universe. He didn't say the WWE universe. He talked about real wrestlers and real wrestling fans. And that's kind of echoing what we're talking about. To have people like Travis Scott, and I get Logan Paul's over. I get it. And look, he's a mea culpa. That's fine, whatever. But Logan Paul didn't do anything to deserve it. He had to get a YouTube page, and he became a very hated human being by a lot of the shitty things he said and done on his YouTube page. But he didn't care. Logan Paul was going to be the complete douche that he always was, and he gets monster heat, and they felt like he had great crossover abilities. And you know what? A lot of his fans now probably watch pro wrestling. And so Logan Paul is working for WWE. But does he deserve a shot at WrestleMania more than Karrion Kross or more than the Street Profits? No. And those are the kind of things that I really take personally as a wrestling fan. And Travis Scott gets 10 minutes in the spotlight in your main event, and you can't get the Street Profits or even Sami Zayn. I don't know if he's healthy, but you couldn't get one of those on WrestleMania, but you got Travis Scott for 10 minutes. I mean, we can go down the roster. There's probably tons of people who deserve to be on that show, but no, Travis Scott gets 10 minutes. You could have made one of your own. You could have made one of your own wrestlers be stars there, but you didn't. So Karrion Kross saying that, this shortcut bullshit is not good for professional wrestling. It's not good for professional wrestling fans. And I think and Karrion Kross got a pop last night, the brief moment he was out there.
Oh, yeah. And he got a pop at WrestleMania when he showed up during the AJ match.
Yep, and he got a pop on Friday night when he got eliminated. When he came in and he got eliminated. Karrion Kross is. I hope this is something big. And if this picks up steam and they allow it to pick up steam, because to your point, I think you said it in pre-production, you think it was a little bit of a work there? Absolutely it was a work. It was similar to the pipe bomb where CM Punk incorporated his angst towards John Cena, but he brought up all these other things. It was very similar to that. And I just thought it was really, really well done. There was some truth there, 100%. There was definitely some truth there. I don't think he's as bitter if he missed WrestleMania completely, but he was a part of the show, and just to get on, I'm sure he'd want to do more than just a run-in that didn't really impact. Like, you just tell him part of the story. But he's right, and he even brought up Joe Hendry, and we'll get into that in our next thing, but we can go in all that. But there's a lot of things that he said professional wrestling fans, and professional wrestlers. And he said he didn't say WWE Universe. He didn't say any of that shit. He said professional wrestling. And guess what, folks? That's who I love to talk about wrestling with, is real professional wrestling fans, not these dorks who take each and every little, oh, no, I'm a WWE guy. Whatever they do is great. I'm AEW or whatever.
Yeah.
Professional wrestling comes in so many different flavors. It doesn't need Travis Scott taking the people who make those shows great during the year, and they show up and they do the loops and they sacrifice times away from their family. It doesn't make it right that Travis Scott, because he makes shitty music for shitty people with a corporate conglomerate behind him to make sure his hypnotic stupidity is played for all to hear. It's not right he gets that moment, and you don't get. And there's so many talented women and men on that roster that doesn't get that. It doesn't even get a scratch on WrestleMania. Relegated to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah,
it's bullshit. So it's bullshit. And it's something that I'm going to be paying attention to, and you know me, I'm going to be all over it like white on rice if they continue this bullshit corporate booking. Triple H, do better. Because you can.
He can absolutely do better, man. It just, and I know he went off on like critics like you and I basically during WrestleMania weekend. But at the end of the day, man, he's got to be seeing his own product. And I don't know, how, unless you're like lying to yourself, that you're like, oh wow, Travis Scott made a positive impact on the business on of all days, the main event of WrestleMania. So another thing with Karrion Kross, man, his popularity has been growing organically. He's building up steam. They have got to start incorporating him more into these matches. Like, you know what? Like when he wrestled against AJ and he sacrificed himself, he's trying to basically change the storylines, and he has. Like, think about it. The whole hourglass thing in front of Roman. He's New Day. Like he's almost like a little bit of a puppet master, almost kind of like Don Callis in some ways. And they need to start putting that more at the forefront, especially how things are evolving. He's such like an anti-hero where it's like he's not quite good, he's not quite bad, and there's a great niche for him, man. So I'm loving where they're going with him. I just hope he gets the chance.
And did you see the New Day walking down with titles last night on Raw? And he was just giving him a smile, like, "Yeah, you guys did what I told you." So
exactly.
So yeah, I love Karrion Kross. I'm really glad he cut that promo, and I hope that's the beginning of a real good push. It's going to depend on how much steam it picked up, because I didn't even see it until I think what was the Logan Paul match on Sunday. So I saw it the day after. So I really hope it works out for Karrion Kross. He's an incredible talent, and he's betting on himself in a lot of ways. And he brought up, I got to become undeniable. Undeniable. I did become undeniable. My ass! My ass!
My ass! My ass!
Thank you so much for watching High Spots and Cheap Pops. For Vladi Dottie, this is Silicon Steve Alley. Hit the subscribe button and let us know what you think. Thank you for watching, and here endeth the lesson.